Hello, everyone. This is Wilka. I am your host of the Leadership Talks podcast. Welcome to the first episode that we are highlighting a beautiful destination, which is Thailand. And also, today is the first episode of 2025. And I have two amazing hoteliers and professionals in the hospitality industry here with us, Shaine and Pankaj. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
so
you for
much, Amanda.
Thank you. So I would like to pass it on to do the introductions yourselves because, I think our listeners are eager to hear about your background in the industry for 20 plus years. So go ahead, Shaine. Go ahead and take the mic.
Well, thank you, Wilka. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting us. I feel privileged to your podcast sessions. I regularly follow your post videos. So I personally feel very privileged, and there's an opportunity to get in touch with you. And thanks to your audience as well, who is listening us. So it's a wonderful winter evening here. And since I'm from Thailand, so of course, Sawhney. So, currently I'm working as a commercial operation director for the. It's a tech consultancy company. So we have a different cost industry solution. However, one of the brand is named called AMBS. It's particularly focusing with the hotel industry. So I do the consultancy and also give a overall suggestion and also the guidance to the hotel owner and GM. And before that, I worked as a head of the commercial in a large property, Royal Cliff Hotels Group. This is one of the largest property in Thailand and also in the region. And work in a various roles in a chain properties and independent properties as well, including Pan Pacific, Dorchester, Marcus Avon. I started my career from UK, then moved to Thailand. Been Thailand in 24 years almost, so complete my education background. And we are very common. We are all both from the commercial background, so we went through a lot of transformation and the changes in the industry. Yeah, so here I am. So Pankaj can go take over for next.
Good evening, everyone, and Swadika. As we say from Thailand. It's similar like Namaste from India. I, Pankaj, I'm the CEO and founder of Red Fox brand in Thailand. And this is one of the travel technology company which I founded now 6 years almost, including the COVID times. But overall, I'm into this industry for the last 20 years. Been working to different geographies of the world, US, Middle East, Asia. And now I have my hometown is Thailand, as I have one Thai wife and one daughter who is Thai. So I'm become more Thai than probably Indian. I love this country and enjoy. And there are a lot of things to learn from here. Beautiful culture, beautiful people. And the journey for so far has been exciting since beginning. I land up in 2009, if I'm not wrong. Short brief. Thank you, everyone, once again. And thank you, Amanda, once again, for having me on this podcast.
Thank you, Pankaj, and thank you, Shaine. So I wanted to start, just also thank you both. How do I pronounce it, Shankraj?
Being a girl, you need to say Swadika.
Swadika. Thank
Very
you.
good. You bang on.
So I'm very excited to talk about Thailand because first, my first interaction with a Thai woman was about 25 years ago when I was an intern at the Marriott. So we were interns together. So very sweet, very intelligent, very smart, and all of the positive that you can find in a human being. This lady was. Her name is Ernicha, so huge shout outs to her too, because she brought to me like this passion, right, for the hospitality industry, and actually the passion to serve. It's so natural, right, for it was so natural for her. And I haven't been to Thailand yet, but that's on my bucket list for sure this year. And I wanted to hear, what are the trends, if you can uh share with us, like, what are you seeing in terms of how the hospitality landscape in Thailand, in specifically, for you, Pankaj, that you work, as well, having these visitors from outside of the country. So take it away, the mic, and then we go to with Shaine.
Thank you, Amanda. Lovely to share my insights about Thailand trends. Um, I mean, it's been now overall 15 years, lesser than Shane. He's been here 24 years. Uh, Initially, was a bit challenged to be in here, but gradually, as I settle up with the culture and the people and the cuisine, everything become in place for me. And I have seen the growth of the tourism since 2010 until now, and every year Thailand visitors are growing enormous in terms of the numbers. If I'm not wrong, precisely, Thailand has become probably a number one destination in the world to be visited among the whole travelers. And I think Bangkok was become the number one city in the world for the last year. I think it used to be London and Paris, but I think it become Bangkok. And what it makes that so beautiful and attractive for worldwide travelers, from my perspective, um, it's a value for money. Um, is the culture, is the people, the food. Everything is so easy, and everything is so looks that you are at your home. I mean, any nationality who come into Thailand, they just feel they're not into a new country. They're not into something unknown place. They feel like they don't feel completely unsafe. It's so natural, and that what also made me feel over the period of time. And that's the reason this country makes attractive to each and every nationality to come over in Thailand. And not only they make this country for a one-time visit, they also make their a multiple visit, because that's what this country gives them. Warm, uh, the hospitality of a Thai, which is worldwide famous. Uh, I have traveled whole world almost now, and I think what this country offers, it's quite difficult to get anywhere else in the world.
So
Yeah.
I might have something to say about that. Actually, I wanted to go to Thailand, not just because of what I see in the media, but also this experience, right? Like, because here in Washington, D.C., where I'm located, I've attended a few cultural events with the Thai embassy, and it's so beautiful, right? Like all of the cultural uh, dances and like the food to start, it's unbelievable. But also, I wanted to move on to Shade because I want you to talk about the sustainability in the hospitality industry. Because for me, I want to see not just I'm a beach person, but I wanted to see nature, right? I want to be in an environment that also is taking care, for the hospitality visitor. So, Shane, take it away.
All right. So um, let me put it in this way. When we're talking about Thailand, it's of course is one of the prominent destination in Southeast Asia. Now, compared to other ASEAN countries or the Asian countries, you have Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, Philippines. then of course Hong Kong, Japan. Well, all those destinations, they have their own distinctive characters and then features. But when you come to Thailand, what does people think about a beautiful beach, culture, food? So this is the main principle. But don't forget, Thailand has a huge landscape. Is the second largest country after Indonesia by land. So it's not only have its beautiful beaches, but it also have a landscape. And if you travel to northern of Thailand or the central part of Thailand, they have I mean, beautiful culture and the history relied on. So when you come to southern part of Thailand, what is called the Phuket, Krabi, Phi Phi Island, Samui Island, then come to central of Bangkok, Hua Hin, Pattaya. But besides that, you have a Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai. Those destinations, if you go to, they call the Lana tradition, Lana heritage. It's a completely different taste. That time you not expect seafood. That time you expect more local barbecue and the local food and taste. So and don't this is something lots of people they also do not know. Thailand during winter period, December, January, February, northern side, their temperature in some cases go down to up to 2 degrees Celsius. All right, so it's not like a warm, hot weather. Yes, when you come to November to February, temperature is pleasant according to European standard, which is 20 degree, 24 degrees Celsius. During this time, summertime, of course, it go even up to 40 degrees Celsius. But Thailand, northern part, they also have a lower temperature destination. So this is the first thing that you need to also know, as the people need to also know about what is actually Thailand. It has everything basically. So there's a lot of things to explore that if you know the history of Thailand, come from the Sukhothai, Thonburi destinations. Right now is currently the Chula destination. So these are the dynasties and the histories involved there. Now come to your question about sustainability. Yes, just for your information, from this year, January onward, Thai government, they implemented is their first attempt. They are not allowed anymore a garbage import from the developed country. You know that Thailand is considered to be the e-garbage destination, considered to some other African and Asian countries that where is the European Union, North America, Japan, this kind of advanced country, they send their e-garbage or some kind of a dumping here for the recycling. So Thai government right now they're strict and then they stop doing this kind of import to just to clean up their environment. So when you're talking about the sustainability, yes, this is a priority from the government side and also in the commercial. So there, as a community in a hospitality, we are encouraging. It started definitely. It started from the hotel owners, investors, then the construction companies, then it's come into the hotel chain operators, and every single staff need to be come up with the education and understand what is sustainability. Now, sustainability is not only that you stop using plastic bottles or using a paper straw. It's come as a combination combo. It's about the energy savings. It's talking about the contribute to the local community, to the nature. So this is all come as a comprehensive package, and which is even though it takes time, is not as a thing you can change overnight. It takes time, but this is a priority at this moment to the Thailand Tourism Authority at the government level and also the commercial. So every places we go, the industry talk, networking, association, we always talking about sustainability. Yes.
And I love, Shaine, that you put that out there. Like sustainability is not just a conversation. Oh, I'm using solar panels in my hotel, or I'm using paper straws, right? It's beyond. It's involving the community. So, if you can talk a little bit more, how do you use or do you see the technology, helping the sustainability in the hospitality industry on that matters? Because I think that's important for us here, in the US and of course in the world to learn and also to hear from you guys that are experiencing that on a daily.
Yes, I would say that I experience in a two different frame. I have experience to work with the independent property and also the international chain property. So I can see the difference how they work. So when you're talking about the global brands like a Hilton, Hyatt, Marriott, IHG, Accor, well, they have a global vision, and that's the way they implement gradually, a step by a step. So they have a systematic approach to go with the sustainability. Now, sustainability is you are using for the property operations, sales, marketing, maintenance, engineering. So all this is come, and then the transformation is when it's need. Of course, you need a technology. So if I'm talking about, let's say that I'm talking about the kitchen, mainly F&B. So in a big, larger scale or even the small size scale, you know that the most of the cases, the waste of amount of food, unused ingredient is come from from the kitchen. So the most waste generating department in the hotel is the kitchen and F&B. And if you are working in a mice property, I have experience with the work in a mice, big, largest mice property, where we used to handle 1,000 plus group size every week. So I know that when you do that, handle a big group, you have a buffet, you have a 3 times meals, all lots of social events. How much food, drinks we wasted. So this is when it's come with the technology. The F&B kitchen chef department, they have a certain CRM right now implemented, even is managed by AI, where they give you that exactly forecast costing, how many ingredients, what sort of amount they need to order in a particular, and also manage the inventory of stock. So the purchasing team deliver their requirement based on them, but at the same time, chefs know how to reduce and then minimize in terms of the waste of the ingredient and food. So this is a one and an example. Then when you come into the housekeeping industry, that's also the inventory management, how you're gonna utilize, not use excess inventory or not even go with a less inventory. So this is also a come in terms of technology, right? So the housekeeping right now, they not manually simply checking, but they have the software, and it also have it's called Internet on Things. So the door, the refrigerator, even the closet has that kind of a sensor that can control your inventory and manage everything appropriately. Let's say that even some clothes, some let's say in rooms stuff, like you have a bed cover, you have a all these blanket, all these you if it's not used, then you do not need to take it to laundry, right? So it's a waste of your energies and also waste of your laundry efficiency. So this is also control in a top of how would say that in a top of your technology. So because it can be monitoring, and right now AI application is coming beautifully. I mean, lots of property I saw. I mean, one is a Millennium Hilton Riverside. They have adopted everything very beautifully. Marriott, of course, then IHG, all of these properties, they have a very good implementation about this application. And then come the final point where it is very important, is called the engineering department, because you know that the hotel, in a large hotels, you need to use your energy utilities very efficient way, and water recycling through the waste management. These are the things when you previously, I mean, when back in 20 years ago, you know that the engineering department, they manage somehow as a combination of manual and some part of a technology which is cannot give them accurate data. But now there's a lot of companies come up with this idea that where you can monitoring that how many what time you need to utilize the lights, what time you need to turn off the lights, what time you need to turn on air conditioning, how much air conditioning you are consuming, how many waters you are using, and then usable water, how you can further recycling, is all come with the automation. And this is the things is currently happening. Yes, as I say, there is a two phases. One is if it's the property is newly developed, is much easier to adopt. because when the developer they develop the construction everything, so they well aware about what sort of technology they're going to use and how they're gonna see the forecast for next 20, 15 years, that how it's going to be continue. But where is the property? Let's say they're already established, or maybe 20 years, 15 years. So when they need to adopt this, they need to go through a lot of transformation. And it's not that easy. It's all about also the intention of the management and the owner, that how they adopted and how they prioritize their this matter, that how they can transfer with the technology. Yeah.
Wow, I appreciate that. It's so much also in the background, like because I don't have a strong background on F&B, but just to hear that you already implemented all of this AI in terms of inventory, and like because in the bigger properties, I think that is definitely helpful, but also you know in the independent properties, like one thing that I while you're talking, I was imagining, and I wanted to bring this up. Actually, I've seen a property in Canada, in Victoria, in the British Columbia, and the name of the property is Parkside Hotel in Victoria. They are like exactly what you said. They were built as a sustainable hotel. So it's not just about, having the little straw or, one, two steps. No, the entire property works, flows through sustainability, and they won many awards. I know the GM, she was on the podcast before. Trina, her name, very good, human being, and she is working as an example, right, like in Canada, of top model hotel, in terms of sustainability. So, do you also, Pankaj, see that the customers visiting, right, like that wanted to come to Thailand, are they, specifically requesting properties that are sustainable, and do they ask those questions in terms of what does involved? Talk to us about that.
Um, great insights, first of all, from Shaine about sustainability on how things are changing in Thailand, and great to hear about also this unique hotel. I do have a plans to travel to Canada, probably, which will have details from you to figure out how they are. Yeah, when it comes to uh, the the tourists when they're coming from different countries into Thailand, with my experience and the current trend, what we see that when we receive RFPs from Europe, US, UK, so definitely they are quite consider from point of view of the sustainability practices being handled by at every touch point. So they always want to uh, give us the suggestions on the hotels which only adopt sustainable practices, which is not only, as he said, that a glass of bottle in the room and a paper straw. They also want to make sure that the food is procured locally instead of importing from other country. That's one of the key area, because food waste is the biggest challenge in this industry, which is hospitality, for a global sustainability practices. Uh, and the Thai food, which is adopted and loved by whole world. And that what hotels are implementing, trying to put more and more local cuisines, local source foods, local foods which are produced here, are grown up here, instead of they need to import from different countries. Uh, so definitely that's been has been changing up, and not only from the food. Also, when we are using for transportation, they want to make sure that we can able to use EV vehicles if it is available. Though in the logistics or in transportation segment, EV is coming a change, but on a larger perspective, it's still going to take time, because that's a bigger part of this industry to take care. But on an overall, yes, definitely, whether it's a city, whether it's coming to a beach destination, they want to go to hotels which are completely on a sustainable model. So yeah, things are changing up definitely, and they are asking out.
And do you see that more coming from European travelers, more American travelers? Is there a persona, that type of traveler persona? I'm just curious.
Though I'm in Asia, and I am from Indian subcontinent and the Southeast Asia, but of course this trend is coming up. A persona, if you ask me, yes, it's from European and American, and probably on that side. But when it comes to Russian Chinese, they don't care. They don't care. Indians also not that much, but on from the European and American, of course, their focus is on to sustainable practices being adapted by those hotels which they're following up. And I
Okay.
guess it has. I think I can relate why it is coming from that demography and the geography, because Marriott is one of the a global chain. Of course, it's American chain. So, and Marriott is one of the first, probably a hotel chain who has started adopting the sustainable practices in terms of this industry. Even if I touch from a small point like keyless entry, they're trying to remove these key cards from most of the hotels. You can enter into your room by mobile check-in. You don't need. So being American brand, so of course they are the driving force coming from that part into the Asia more than the Asian trying to adapt more quicker.
Okay. And I am very eager also to hear in terms of we're talking about sustainability, we're talking about technology helping sustainability, but in terms of AI, right? Like I think you see many, online travel agents say is, oh, I'm a technology company, and but what exactly does that mean to the consumer? Right. And I wanted you, Pankaj, to talk about this point. And then I also wanted to hear Shaine's insights.
Great. I think I'm, if I'm not wrong, I'm millennium. I'm born in the millennium era.
Same
uh,
here, same here.
so this AI is more of a Gen Z's thing. But what I see that the impact of the AI and the change of this AI coming into the technology, especially, and then coming into the travel technology is, of course, is shaping up quite fast and adapting quite fast. How? So most of the AI being starting implementing from the initial journey from the users when they search the products, when they book the products, when they find the products, what are they using in terms of their taste. So AI is using that data to capture from that individual geography and demography by using that trend. And this is helping the companies to change their business accordingly and adapt into their business as well. For example, I mean, we have a travel technology. So I mean, I run a technology platform for my clients. So what it helps to them is finding everything on a ease, and before even they know, we know what they need and how it happened. Of course, it's happened through our AI. So the way, like, we've been all hearing how your phone knows if you think of something that I want to today eat Lay's chips, and you see on your phone that the ads are start coming into of the Lay's. So what is that? So how it comes out? But that's all AI technology which has been implemented, and that's the way it works in this industry today. If you think of a Thailand, And then definitely, if you scroll your phone, you will start seeing the Thailand ads keep coming onto your phone. And that is what happening with the AI help of we can read your minds, we can read what you need, which part of the travel part you need, what experiences you need, and that will help us to more make our service and product to be accordingly.
And I love what you said about, everything is on your phone, right? Like I just got a new phone and then I'm like, I don't want to put all the apps on this phone. I wanted to, keep it low key. But I already, even on LinkedIn, that's how we all connected, right? And then I'm like, I already seeing ads for Thailand, and different businesses. And I was like, oh my God, even I'm just talking about having, like this new session now as a destination, but Thailand was on my plans already. And I was like, okay, let's make it happen. It's about getting that also. What do you want to do? But as a visitor, right? Like I think for me, even going to other part of the world, like last year, I went to Dubai and then, I flew to Abu Dhabi. But as soon as you get into the airport, you already see it's a very different ball game of, like, I don't know, a JFK or, a US airport, because it wasn't packed, it was super clean, I felt super safe, first of all, and that's where I think AI can help, the travelers. And I went solo on that trip, and my friends, being a woman from Brazil, and they were like, oh my God, my mom was like, oh, what are you doing in that country, in that part of the world, it's so far away from Brazil. And I was like, Mom, it's okay, it's just a plane ride, I want to go, I want to experience it for myself. Because also, the hospitality industry there, you're more than anybody, you're so close, you see how evolved in such a short period of time.
Right, right.
um so I wanted to, one last question, because I'm very curious, and like you guys are, you're fulfilling my dream. Like it feels that I'm already there, right? But it's like, how can I use, for example, your agency, and then plan an itinerary, right? Efficient, where I can go to a multiple destinations, visit a temple, for example, because I love, actually, this is one of the things for me. I'm not religious, but when I travel, I love to experience the culture and the religion of where I'm going, So I think that is, it's so magical to see how other people's faiths, it is expensive and expand. Like, in Abu Dhabi, I was able to visit the mosque. Like everything is so grand, right? So that's how I imagine as well the temples, in Thailand. But yeah, I wanted to hear from you, like from point A to point B, from a seamless experience for a solar traveler coming from the States. How do you see in terms of like technology, sustainability, all of that package, on its own, to make that, experience is seamless? How do you guys would, sell that to me, for example?
Before I answer this question to you, I just want to gonna circle back to your previous conversation about the AI, and I'm just gonna think of a point when you said that you visited Dubai and other country where things are so different. I'm not sure you've been to Singapore in your life so far. I was Singapore. Just yeah, go ahead.
I haven't.
Okay, so I was Singapore, I think last month, and it was my probably second or third time. But what I see this time in Singapore, the moment I arrived from the aero bridge, walking towards the area of immigration, there's no human. There's no human. It's a machine. I scan my passport. I just look into the eye for my eye scan, and done. It took probably that phase probably 2 minutes, probably less than 2 minutes. And I just cleared, get to the baggage belt if I was carrying a baggage, uh, took my baggage and done. So the journey was so fast and so quick, and there's no human involvement. So that was a right example of AI. And I know that Dubai is moving ahead more, that you don't need any passport anymore to do any kind of a formality for that. Your face is your passport now.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I think technology these days, it's even for me, when I first came from Brazil, I thought, oh, the States is like, the major, like we look up for these states. But then when I travel, right, like, and I open my mind and see also for myself, and I'm like, wow, there is a little bit more into the world, right, of technology available out there. Because also, even from like the taxes, right, I was able to do the taxes, seamless experience. I did have a person helping me. It wasn't a machine for taxes, because you have to provide your passport them to, get your taxes back. However, I just provide the receipts, and she said, okay, you're all good. You're going to get on your credit card that you purchased your money back. And I was like, oh my God, that's it. How can I have, and then, being a Brazilian or, an American tourist, I was like, but do you have a paper that I can, a receipt number? And she looked at me so like confused. And she's like, no, you're going to get the money on your card. And I was like, oh yeah, we are in Dubai. Look, I'm going to get the money. There's no receipt or, code that I need. It's going to happen. And, by the time I got home, the money was back on my account. So I think that's definitely, one of the highlights about technology entering a country, and feeling that you can really have like a seamless experience from the time you arrive to the time you departure.
Right, right. Now coming back to what you asked about that, how the solo traveler can make that coming to Thailand and have that use of those things and do their journey. So we are building a platform where they can book their experience in three simple clicks, which is, suppose if they want to travel to multiple temples in Bangkok. So just click on pickup point wherever they are, see the option which is of which mode of a transport is available for them at that point, and that what they are, pick that transportation, and just book it. That's it. And the nearest vehicle, which can be a local tuk-tuk of that Bangkok, or any private taxi or a public taxi, will be reached to you, and you will able to make your day with spend with your those temples, up and up on different whatever other different temples you're gonna visit that. So and to make it that you are not going with some unknown person, you can share your journey with the friends and family. You will able to see on your app or phone that where are you going from starting to the first point, how far is that. So it's completely a seamless journey for any solo traveler. So
Wow, that's amazing.
that's what the AI is doing in helping us, both businesses and the travelers.
Wow, that's amazing, because also I did that, right? Like when I went to Dubai, and I used my points on, American Express, and then I booked a different tours. And it didn't matter, because I changed hotels while I was there. And it didn't matter if I made a change, right? Like I changed the hotel today and my tour was tomorrow. No problem. The tour guide was in my new hotel the next day at
Correct.
8 o'clock in the morning. So that
Correct.
was amazing. However, I like very much what you said. You can share your trip, because you don't know really,
Yeah,
as that concern as a woman, like, oh, where is this person taking me, or who is this? I
correct.
like that very much. That's a little cherry on top of the cake for sure. But as we know, AI won't work if we don't train, right, the people. And this is where I wanted to ask, Shaine and Pankaj, both of you, you've been in there so long, and how do you see the investments in leadership, from the executive level to, like, I don't know, the receptionist at the hotel? How are you investing, or how is this investment has been going, for the last couple of years that you've been in the industry?
All right. So, Pankaj, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I can.
Yep. Go ahead.
It will give you time to think over it.
Yeah, kind of.
It's all good, we
Great.
have time.
Never mind. Never mind. So, good question, Amanda. Uh, I think it's begin enhancing the skill from the leader itself. So it's first of all me to learn more so that I can tell to my team down the line to implement that, because that's now. It's not tomorrow. That's now. So, which I already started doing it since of the last year, a couple of years back, since the pandemic. Things have moved on, and on the same time, by doing the regular trainings to the teams, that they should how they can able to use an AI into their day-to-day work. Most easiest, a simple tool which we currently in our business use is a chat GPT, which is honestly it's like helping in a way of that you have an angel with you, before they need to think of so many things to get the answer, which they don't know. But today, even the Thai who can speak Thai more and who can't be able to speak English, they can use that tool to simplify their day-to-day business. So the ChatGPT is one of the best tool currently. The teams are using it. Apart from the professional AI trainings, and also making sure that whatever the seminars, meetings and things are happening on into our business, into our local country, we make sure that they attend it, they join it, and they learn it, and make a use of that learning into their day-to-day work. So as I said, that it began from me, and I have already done that and doing it also. But it's not a one-time learning. It will be ongoing because AI is getting trained every time, every day into new more things. So you need to be up to dated. What is required for your own business, for your own company, and making sure that it will give you a good impact and for your better future growth. So, but I think from my end, that from the leadership to the middle management is easy, but when it goes to the junior management, it's a bit challenge for them to adapt in AI, because they're also getting slowly and slowly used to of use that. But it's a slow process for them. But middle and a senior, we are all understand, and we have adapted, and we're already using it and making sure that we learn more for our business.
Shaine, how do you use AI to lead your teams?
Well, I put it in this way. Your first, there is in your question, there is a two aspect here. One is the leadership, and another is adaptation. So, I would say that I'm from that certain generation that where we used to receive a reservation through fax or phone call, and then email. Then you come to OTA, And you might recall, I mean, you can imagine then when you also start your career, I mean, both of our background is the same. Revenue management is become something new for everybody. And you can recall that those times that when you need to practice a revenue management, you need to create an ambience and a culture and people's mindset, right? And that time, revenue management is lots of people they don't understand. Even lots of general managers, owners, they do not know what is revenue management. And if you see that, I mean, people at this my level at this time, those are right now become a revenue directors or something, even the more senior position of the revenue strategists. Their background is basically reservation, front office. A few of them are from sales background. These are come. But when you come to that, our next generation, those are the millennial or even the few generations Z that who ages 25 or 30, below 30, they have an opportunity to join as a revenue analyst directly. So now come back to your point that in terms of a leadership and also that the overall how the leadership is going is all about that how you create the culture in your organization and the mindset of every single staff. Well, there would be always you will know there is a group of people in the team in the organization who is a tech savvy and who open to learn new things and try to adapt a lot of things. But there would be opposite. You will see that the group of members who have a certain sort of a resistance, who are the slow response, they really think that there is and yeah, that is also true. Sometimes they think that AI might be take over their job and they would become useless, right? So I would say this is always become and your mindset is important, and you also need to understand that AI is just a technology and is a kind of your assistant. So you don't need to be scared of AI that it will take over your job, but your job is how you need to use the AI. And I'm right now working in a tech companies where we are even going further ahead. Right now, we are not even doing the AI programming. We let AI to manage another AI. So the AI managed AI technologies going on. So it's coming in the revenue management, it's coming into the front office, even it's coming to the receptionist. So imagine those days is gone that you have a telephone operator, they have to work 3 different shifts to pick up the phone from the different region. Now AI is there and is is performing as a human, receiving your phone calls, giving an answer to the customer what they're looking for, and they're directing you. And it's not only doing that, they're also taking all the script properly. You might know that someone is calling from, let's say, Japan or some another country who has a very difficult, strong accent to understand. And our receptionist that might be take a wrong note, phone number, or the requirement information. AI has no this kind of difficulties. It's take accurately. Doesn't matter what sort of accent you are talking is captured, and it's talk even multi-language. They can talk their native language, communicating with the customer. So what you are doing here, you are utilizing AI is make front office life easier. They don't need to rush and have any sort of a mistake. They deliver the support, but they need to know that how they are managing this AI for their productivity. So it's all about the mindset. And when you're talking about the top leadership, they also need to understand why they need to adapt a technology. Now, they're thinking that, yes, we are adopting technology to replacing the human, which is actually not. Human asset is always be there, but they need to transform to utilize other efficient way. I mean, if I put it myself as an example, nowadays, my daily work, I use 20 to 25 applications to do my work. So this is when I started my career, I cannot even think about it that words will be changed and I have to learn this all kind of a tools, applications, and it's not only for only analysis but implementation and make my work easier. So I can spend my time with my client, with my colleagues more efficiently. But at the same time, I always have to also carrying my iPad or mobile phone to monitoring and make sure that everything is running well. So it's all about the mindset. And top management, when I'm talking about, obviously, is talking about the hotel owners. They are the ultimate person who is investing on everything. They also do need to understand that if they would like to implement the technology, this is what they're investing. This is their capital expenditure. And they need to also do that analysis that this technology, they're going to give them what sort of a service and the return on investment and how they're going to utilize. I mean, end of the day, we all talking about the business and the profit, right? So how it's going to make their business an impactful. So sometimes that they believe that, all right, I have a human resources. So this is I'm going to utilize. I do not need to invest on the technology. Or sometimes they're thinking that, okay, if I invest on a technology, whether they consider it is as a operational expenditure or not, but they have to understand what is the impact as a capital expenditure and the operational expenditure. So this is a lot of these are the two materials. I mean, since I work closely with the hotel owner and the GMs, so I can see their concern as an investor and the implementation. But at the same time, when it's come to the bottom level executive to the mid level managers, they also need to understand that, okay, what the technology is for. And but I would say that the people need to open their mind, and they have to understand right now is a millennial era, and technology is revolve. What we're talking about now, 2025, 2026 will be completely different. And 20 years back, the world might be changed. Who knows what's going to be happen, right? I mean, you work for Nutia, which is you're developing in the W3 Web3 technologies right now. In fact, I'm also curious. I'm learning right now about Web3 technologies, how it's going to be impactful for the hotel industry and the travel industry. So this is all about the mindset, that how you do. So from every level, first off, you need your integrity. You need to understand that what it is and how it's going to be adapt to your organization culture and the mindset of everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I love what you said. And, just to piggyback also what Pankaj mentioned, um, I love, right, like how everything, that we do as leaders to pass it on to the team. But like you said, Shaine, there is a little bit of resistance, right? Because people are like, oh, if I learn how to do this and then I'll lose my job. But in the end of the day, like we need to it's a tool, right? But then if you have the mindset in the team, like, oh, this is going to make my life better, I don't need to, like, just an example here in the States, I checked into a hotel, I got a text message immediately, right? Okay, perfect. And then on the text message reads, please let us know if you need anything. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot my toothpaste. And then I don't hear back. So it's like nobody's actually checking the tool, right? So it's like I have to pick up the phone and call the front desk and then have somebody, or come to get the toothpaste from the front desk. And I was like, okay, so why did you ask if I need anything, if I need to come down? Anyway, but I think it's like it's learning slowly, right? Like, and just another example too, in luxury hotels. And I made sure, right, because I stayed for 10 days on this trip for Dubai. And I like to mention because it's a different world from what I've experienced in the States, right? And it was like my big, and even Europe too. I've been to Europe many times, but it was a very seamless experience as a guest from the moment I checked in. And I felt, again, in terms of safety, I knew that I wouldn't feel like, oh, because, she's traveling on her own, what is her business here? Or can she afford these tours that she's checking at with the concierge, or none of that. So it's like they use every single tool to know and learn about me from the moment I checked in, with the 2 nights I stayed at that hotel, but also with that personal touch. Like I just mentioned, right? Like to the front desk person. And I said, oh, I'm super excited. It's my first time in Dubai. I was staying, in the Palms before, and now I came here because I want to experience another area of the city. and I had points, so I was able to get this luxury property. The lady walked me into my room, and then when I said, "Oh, I would like to have a view, beautiful view, and I don't mind waiting," and then the moment I walked to the other room, the amenity for a birthday was already in that new room. And I was like, oh my God, you guys are fast. I just arrived. We're going upstairs, and you have already a birthday cake for me in the room with the view.
Right.
I was like, it blew my mind. So I think like that mindset that you're talking about, the culture about listening to your guests is right. Like, and even, from the ownership standpoint too, I think they learning about revenue management is also, and just want to touch on that. It's not about, oh, I see what the tool is telling me to do, but also having this one touch in the market, right? Like connecting with your leadership that is there in the
Right.
hotel. Hey, can you give me a brief overview what's going on at the hotel at that moment? Because like even for I worked in a hotel here in the States by the airport. So it's like, okay, the day can start at 20% occupancy and it can end at 100% because we don't know what's going on, in terms of changes in weather or, I mean, of course, we have all of the predictions, but really it was so busy. And then to hear, revenue management giving an opinion, oh no, we're not going to raise the rate. And then I was like, guys, everybody sold out around us. I'm not going to keep it 159. I'm going to jump a little 169, just see if we can sell because if we have walking. So like having this, I think flexibility also of the local management understanding what's happening at that particular moment is definitely essential to communicate with the other team member, which, exceeding and manipulating all of those revenue tools that we have to this day. But I'm super excited. I know we are at time. Pankaj, Shaine, thank you so much. I think, like I said, looks like I'll be taking my trip to Thailand very soon because everything that you talked about, it really made me like it's an inspiration, but also to know about the hospitality field, it's evolving there. And, I think there's no team that can do, a job alone without sustainability, without technology and the leadership mindset. So thank you so much. Any final words from your end?
Thank you so much, Amanda, for having us, having me as well. And I think it's a great conversation what we had and shared things together. Um I just want to say the last that no matter what is how the world is moving on with so much of technology, but what I've seen, especially in this industry, is human touch. That cannot be probably taken away from AI, and that can't be. That can't be. I mean, you remember the girl who you work with in Marriott long time back when you were in there. That's what's called human touch. You will not be remembering a robot touching you in your 20 years back. So as we are moving towards that, but I think human is the most also important. That touch will not be forget. So that's it. Thank you once again, Amanda.
Awesome. Shaine, any final thoughts?
Well, I would say that let's imagine that you come to Thailand. There is, of course, three things definitely will do. Uh, Going to the cooking class, learn how to cook Thai food, experiencing Thai massage, which is famous, and the third is, of course, visiting temples in different provinces. Now, I feel myself lucky because my in my life, half of my life when I'd grown up with my home country in Sheffield, this time is a freezing plus the English weather. 1 hour is raining, sometimes it's shiny. You cannot predict English weather. But when I come to Thailand, I see that I'm living in a paradise. And any block of the city, you can find a massage shop And you can either go with a branded or mid-scale or even budgeted, but you have that. And someday I have very stressful work. I just simply step out of my office and took a 1 hour massage there, and I can feel that I'm blessed. I cannot find anywhere in the world that where you can have these things. So this is kind of a thing as a gem in Thailand, right? So this is as a come of a culture. So this is the I would say that Thailand is a naturally is blessed countries, and the people is talking about their I mean by genetically they're born for hospitality. So people are warm no matter what part of the world you come, you are always welcome. The smile, that is the way we call the Thai smile, and they welcome you with their simplicity. Now, the final word when I'm talking about, yes, we talked about sustainability, technology, leadership. One key major player involved here, that is called the government. So all the initiative when it come, it government is the behind the who actually manage all the regulatory and all the law procedure and the practice or guideline as in industry. So everybody should be unified. So that as a government, this is I would say that if I you mentioned about the Canada, Sweden, Netherlands, Japan, and Singapore, they're the top countries in terms of a sustainability practice. And government of those countries, they give a special incentive for them to practice sustainability in terms of a tax redemption, in terms of investment support, in terms of reward and the financial incentive. This encourages to as an investor and as an industry and all the market players. I mean, when you're talking about the tourism industry, is not only the hotel or restaurants, you have a transportation, you have the airlines, you have a sightseeing, a lot of supporting industry involved there. So when you come, yes, we're talking about sustainability, we educate them. Then it comes this sustainability to implement, you need a technology. There is an investment need. So as an investor point of view, as a small business owner to the multi investors or the asset management fund, they need not only that knowledge and encouragement, they also need a kind of a reward back of their actions, right? So if we take an example for those countries, and not only as you put that, okay, this year my slogan is a sustainability, we encouraging you to practice sustainability, but you need also a purpose with the reward. As a leader, when I control my team, right, I expect them, they perform. But at the same time, I also give them a kind of a commitment that if you perform, you exit your performance, you will get extra bonus, extra incentive from the management, right? That's why they perform and they work hard with that kind of a, I would say, motivation, right? So this is the same thing is a come with who can give us this motivation and the direction is also need to come from the government bodies because it need to push forward because end of the day, we are also contributing to the country's economy and we try to give it back to the country. So we expect that the country also give us some kind of a recognition and then not only of a certificate, but also kind of a monetary incentive. So this is my last word. And I would say that I would like to thank you for the sessions and also your viewer. And we are welcoming to everyone Thailand this year 2025. It would be a completely new experience in terms of a lot of festival coming into Thailand. So be our guest. So throughout the year, it would be lots of activities. So you need to decide you would like to come during the summer or monsoon period or the winter period, but you will get a different kind of experience in different seasons, different destinations. So yeah, that's all from my end. And thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much, Shaine. Thank you so much, Pankaj. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody, for listening to the Leadership Talks podcast. And this is the Destination Edition, Thailand. Have a great day, everybody.
สวัสดีครับ